Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's move on to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers finished 47-35 last season. Let's go with your favorite move, Clint. What was your favorite move that the Sixers made?
It has to be able to signing Paul George without
Mhm.
giving up assets. Like I know
Right.
he's older, the back of the contract probably isn't going to be great, but when you can just outright sign a good player and not have to give up 5 first-round picks or even 2 first-round picks for him, it's a clear win.
Yeah, I am with you there. I put that one down, and just to add real quick, Andre Drummond I think was a good signing too. Sneaky, like under the radar. I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but I just think you got to preserve Embiid for the playoffs. How do you do that? You get a quality backup center. Andre Drummond's a quality backup center, so and like back to backs, if he's your starter, it's not gonna destroy your team. So what I'm saying. So I do like that move as well. Uh, what's your least favorite move?
So I hate Andre Drummond. I mean, he's okay for the regular season. You're right. That's is what they need. He's not a playoff player, but it's what they need in the regular season to let Embiid go. Um, I wasn't a fan of it's going to come up a few times because this is just how contracts work, but giving Embiid an extra like $198 million for three
Sure.
years, he's still got like 2 or 3 left currently. It's not my favorite thing. I understand why they do it. It's good. He wants to play his career out with the Sixers, but it's going to be like a Bradley Beal like contract at the end. It's going to be terrible, but I'm nitpicking. I can't really find anything that the Sixers did that were like, wow, this is just a terrible move.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan of, just to be clear, of him like in the playoffs either. Andre Drummond. Listen, I watched a lot of Andre Drummond throughout my life. I know as a Piston fan how that works. It's just that you got to preserve Embiid for the playoffs, so you got to keep it. And I think Andre Drummond last year when he played for the Bulls, he was fine. He was fine when he had to play and start and stuff, and that's all you needed him to do is play solid enough. So anyway, to go back to my least favorite, I just put down not getting Nick Batum to sign back. I know he's older, but they don't really have a true power forward on their team. Caleb Martin is kind of a power forward, but he's like 6'5", 6'6", so he's a real small power forward. They signed Yabusele, which I think it could be good, but there's so much mystery to that you don't know. So to let somebody that could play the position go, a veteran that can give you quality minutes and have like every third game be a solid player, not to sign him for pretty cheap or whatever he would have cost, which wouldn't have been a lot. I just think not a great move, and he's a connector too. Like he moves the ball as well, so that was my least favorite move.
That's a good one.
Okay, biggest question going into the season for the 76ers.
You touched on it when you were talking about Batum. I put size and rebounding
Mm,
because yes, Paul George can play the four. He's not a great rebounder. He's fine. You mentioned Martin again, undersized. And Embiid is a big guy, but he's not like a elite rebounder. And he likes to kind of stay in a position. I mean, he was having trouble rebounding in the Olympics, so like he's just not great at that. So I worry against some of these other teams, like if the Knicks can round into form and use it. That's what the Knicks used to kill the Sixers last year was crashing the boards. The Celtics are a little bit of a bigger team. So for me, it was like the size and rebounding when you get into the playoffs. Will you be able to get that rebound, especially if the defense is scrambling? You get movement into it, and Embiid has to leave the paint. Who's there to grab a board?
yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. That's a good one. And that's why I brought up the power forward thing, because it's like they are undersized at the four. I think Yabusele is like 6'8". So what you kind of got to hope, because he's athletic. What you gotta hope is he pans out into something, in my opinion. And personally, if you're trying to preserve Paul George, I don't think I want him playing a ton of minutes at the 4 as well. Like, which kind of goes into my question, which is health and I know you can say that about a lot of teams, but this team in particular is a big health question mark because Embiid's injury history and Paul George's injury history. But good news. Coming out of Philadelphia, I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently Embiid lost like 30 pounds or 20 to 30 pounds. So he seems to be taking the offseason seriously and trying to stay healthy. We'll see if that continues, but they need Embiid to be healthy in the playoffs. They cannot have him be injured. And that's again why I go back to Andre Drummond. Like you got to keep him healthy.
Yeah, that it especially stands out with him and him losing weight. If it holds, and sometimes he gets hurt and then he gains weight for obvious reasons. He can't run around as much. But I put as a side point like their pace. Maxey is quick, but a lot of the other guys on the team, Embiid, he's not a fast break machine. Paul George kind of plays at a pace now that he's older. So I think they need to play a little faster. But with some of their guys that they're playing. Are they going to those two guys want to slow it down a little bit? But that was just kind of like a side. If their pace is slower, it kind of takes some of the advantage Maxey has out of it a little, but it could be easily solved.
Well, yeah. So there's two, I agree. Now I think Paul George will handle it better. Because last year the Clippers, the first 4 to 5 games when they didn't have Harden, that they played running up and down the court and he was fine. But what I'll say is in the playoffs, you're not going to have pace. The pace is gone in the playoffs. So, a team that's thinking about play, I guess I'd be interested to see like Kelly Oubre. How does he deal with that? Does he have at least one or two running mates on the court with him? Because that's what you kind of want. Like if Embiid's trailing behind, that's fine. One guy not running down court's fine, but you need a couple of guys running with you. So actually, I like that one. Any other points with the 76ers or questions?
Nope.
No, I don't either have any. Prediction for them?
I have them as a contender, top 4 seed.
Yeah, me too. Okay, perfect. Contender for the Pacers. Okay, let's go ahead and now we'll talk about the Toronto. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.